guys, this is going to be the second of what's hopefully going to be a series here for speedrun guides for the any percent for new Pokemon Snap. This is Sans Day, because we're not going in order, and I love this map. The first Pokemon that we're going to be taking a photo of is going to be Skorupi. If you want just a quick and dirty Skorupi, you have this option. The higher points and more effort one is going to be in this, which I'm clearly struggling to hit with the apples, but the photo will end up being good. The sooner you can hit that, the sooner you can try and take photos with it turning towards you. If it doesn't behave, you can definitely scan. You do need to be looking towards them to get the scan to work. And then you can bonk them to get the pose points. The Helios is not necessary. That dude just came around because I threw apples. And that Skorupi is definitely the biggest pain because he just roams around the map. But if you don't do it, then you're kind of putting yourself in a bit of a hole. Our next Pokemon after that is going to be the Mandibuzz. It's going to fly across the screen here after the Skorupi interaction. You can definitely move your cursor up early or with the Mandibuzz to make sure that the photo ends up being good. Moving the cursor up and down will not slow down the cart in the same way that going sideways will. On the note of talking about moving the cursor sideways, there is a Lycanroc that's going to be our next photo, and it's going to be way off to the right. I use a visual cue here where when the cursor looks like it's about to hit the grass after it comes back up is when I like to turn. The cursor will also turn to the left. You could also use the Torchic, but the Torchic does move, so be careful using that. And when he jumps, you can take a photo. Don't worry if you miss the photo. Lycanroc's still standing there. It's going to be quite a few points anyways, because it's not a great photo in itself. Make sure you scan this Cacnea so it shows up later. You only need to scan one, but there is a second Cacnea up there. The Hippowdon's not necessary, it's not part of my routing, but if you are needing a backup or you're needing extra points to feel comfortable because you're just running it for the first time, definitely feel free to include Hippowdon. This one's going to be zoomless for me, because zoomless is quicker. When the palm tree on the right side of the screen exits the screen is when I like to turn around and take a Magikarp. Magikarp to show up in every level is going to be a jumping Magikarp here, and repeat Pokemon are going to be really valuable. So while you could, for example, route in the Hippowdon and skip the Magikarp, and that would be a reasonable routing change, the Magikarp is going to be quicker in our photo decks than the Hippowdon. Here comes the crux of the level. It does get pretty hectic here at the end. We are going to be taking 4 different Pokemon photos, and we do also have to hit the Trapinch. You don't have to zoom in here. I actually hit it on the second apple, but you don't need to be that close to hit it. When you're throwing these apples to lure the Trapinch closer to you, be careful not to throw them too high up, otherwise they can stop the cart. My personal preference here is to do the Vivillon prior to doing the Trapinch, and let them go up the hill, and then bonk them. Just in time here for the Cacnea, who we summoned earlier, and then Pinsir. You'll also see the Hippowdon above the Pinsir. If you need backup points, that Hippowdon is also there for you. The Vivillons can also be done after the Pinsir. You can see them in the top left there, just flashing their wing, in case the Trapinch or the Skorupi gave you trouble. So, with that, that is Sans Day, and I'm really happy with how this turned out. This is actually only my second run of just doing these recorded videos.
Good to see you.
And with that, let's go through the scores. The total I ended up with on this run was 35,749. So that's 5,749 more than I needed. The Hippowdon's going to end up being 3,800, so I beat the goal by about 1,900. And so these
Perfect timing.
are why we have a bit of leeway.
Nice
If
work.
you have a bit of a rough Skorupi or a bit of a rough Trapinch are going to be the 2 biggest
Nice
culprits. Don't feel bad, don't feel like you need to be
Nice work.
grabbing that Hippowdon backup very often. You're going to be hitting the goal as long as the
Timing.
whole, like you didn't miss a Pokemon, for example.
Nice work.
If you are looking for alternative routing,
timing.
feel free to take the Hippowdon and ignore the Magikarp would be, or like the
timing.
Lycanroc would be level or Pokemon I would consider skipping if you're just looking to take the same amount of photos as the main route, but looking to skip a Pokemon. That being said, Sans Day is a pretty calm level, and you, with practice, should be able to have it be something that's more of a relaxing half of the maps compared to the ones at the end, or ones that the points are going to be closer. That being said, I appreciate everybody who's watching this. If you didn't catch it earlier, there was already one in the series with Snow Day, and I'm looking to make more. So definitely feel free to hit a follow so you can see those. And I don't really particularly care about the channel's growth or videos being seen, but I do really like the comments. It makes me feel good about myself and makes me want to make more videos, so I do appreciate those too. That being said, I really just hope that this is helpful for people. This is my logic when I'm going through a speed run of new Pokemon Snap, and I really want to just give that to people. So, thank you for watching. Take care.